Welcome back to Social Club. This time, I want to get Ped's opinion, as long as everybody, as well as everybody else, on Tony Hibbert and loyalty in football. I think, you know, one of the things for me, anyway. I don't know if you've seen this at all. Tony Hibbert's been released by Everton after what, 25 years? Is it, Ped?
Probably more. I think he was at the club when he was like an embryo or something.
Playing right back or just on the bench.
Still not. He had a squad number when he was stuck to the placenta.
Tell the story of how that happened. The squad number.
He was shit, and we let him go.
But you know how he was told? You know,
he wasn't told.
Well, that's the point,
well,
isn't it?
Well, hang on. Right, so basically,
for 25 years.
Basically, he's been at the club since he was a kid. He's played for years. He probably shouldn't have. He's a
bang average,
decent defender. Not many got past him, I'd say. But he wasn't like a modern right back who could get up the pitch. He's played about 8 games in 4 years. I think he's played, pocketing.
But 320 in those other 20.
Yeah, that's fine. But
there's
unfortunately, there's no motion in football like that. Is there? He's played about 8 games, consistently injured. I think he played once last season, then got injured in that game. He got released. He said, well, Roberto Martinez said the players who were out of contract weren't going to be told till the end of the season. That was the first major mistake. The Spanish fraud should have said, listen, lads, you're a shite, just go. Because that's basically that should have been the conversation. Come in, lads, you shite, go on. That should have been the conversation. He bottled it. And said, at the end of the season. So the first thing that stopped was, at the end of the season, no one knew those players were leaving. So they didn't even get like the end of season sort of farewell. So if you want any any kind of emotion, that should have happened, like Tim Howard did when he was going. Then when the day of the releases come out, it came out to him and Osman and Pienaar were going. And then he's done a piece in the Mail over the weekend saying he wasn't told. The first he was told was when he heard when someone rung him and said
he rang his wife and his wife rang
and said
him.
And he basically said so I mean that's not very good. The club should have told him. The manager should have had the bottle to tell him that he wasn't playing, because it's a straightforward decision. You've played 8 games in 4 years, you're always injured, you're not good enough anymore, goodbye. That should have been done and dusted. That was a major fuck up by the club for the start. They should have done that. Now he's come out and said there's no loyalty in football. He said the club isn't the people's club anymore. It's not.
I think it's important that I, as a Liverpool fan and a partisan voice here, give the exact quote.
Go on.
The people's club, it's no longer that. It's a ruthless, horrible business, and a lot of good people have gone.
Well, that's referring to one person that got sacked at the club that I believe is some way related to Tony Hibbert, who's been released after doing their job for years and years and years. But that's, unfortunately, and whether we like it or not, that's just the way of the world, not football. That's the way.
But, like, taking it back, and I'm not just doing it as Everton and stuff like that. Look, Hibbert says here, no player deserves that, whether they've been at the club for 5 minutes or 25 years. If you're in your own life and you're in a normal job and you don't get told that you're basically getting released, you turned up for whatever your job is and the doors are locked to you. That's bullshit in any sort of walk
I
of life.
completely agree. But I've been told that he was told he was getting released months ago. So, I mean, I can only take his word for that. And but I've been told he was.
But there are cases that this happens across football. It's not just Everton.
But fans just don't have any sympathy, because he got his testimonial, got his big night a couple of years ago.
Scored.
He did score. He's earned a lot of money out of football. For the last couple of years, he's been fishing in his chateau in France. Believe it or not, most of the time.
He's a big fishing fan. We know that.
I know. But football paid for his nice chateau, nice big lake in France to go fishing. That's his real love. And unfortunately, I don't think anyone's got any sympathy for him when he goes off to a rag like the Mail and says something like that. So it is swings and roundabouts. I feel bad that the club bottled it and didn't come out publicly say that he was being released, because that's the first mistake. Because I think from a club level, the club would have looked a lot more serious about what they were doing as a football club, saying, do you know what, they're not good enough anymore. They're going. We don't want them. We don't need them. We don't want them.
As you say, that's someone bottling their job, isn't it? I mean, look, how has this affected you as an Aston Villa fan?
I mean, from my point of view as a Villa fan, I remember.
You could have Hibbert.
I don't want Hibbert, mate. We've got another Scottish blooming crap right.
He's not
Scottish.
He's English.
Oh, is he English? Yeah. Forgive me. Anyway, I'll carry on. Lee Hendry, he was at Villa for ages. Came through the academy, fan hero in a lot of sense, scored some decent goals. Then Randy Lerner and Martin O'Neill came in, kind of sieved him off to Stoke, loaned him out to a load of different places. And then before we knew it, he's quietly got released. And then
this guy was massive.
Yeah, he was massive for Villa. He quietly got released under the radar within our period of success in the Premier League. And he went on to try and commit suicide, I think, 2 or 3 times. He lost all his money in the housing market in 2008. And it went downhill from there. Yeah. And the club have offered him little support up until after the turn of 2010. So it can really affect footballers. It can really affect footballers. And I do have a bit of sympathy for Tony Hibbert, because the way that he was released, by the sounds of things anyway, was completely disgraceful. But what I will say is the quotes that he's come out with, I'm sorry, but I could write that. Anyone can write such a soft platitude and relate to fans and say that that football's is nasty.
The funny thing
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a bit of a soft play in a way.
The story and actually the headline and the story are not quite the same. I think he's approached the paper sort of saying the club's not. He was angry and he's like, the club's not what it was, and it's been taken more about him other than the other people. And I think he went to the paper with the other people's in mind. He's basically saying that Everton now.
But the papers do this type of thing, and we'll come on to this in the next
because
video.
he's the headline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think what's important to say is, though, he's like saying that the club are now being run like a business.
Yeah.
Good. Thank fucking God. Because for 24 years, we've been run like a shit show. And we are where we are. Our chairman was one of the 5 guys who went into that hotel in London and formed the Premier League. And the other 4 went, sound, right, let's get this sorted. New stadiums, sponsorship deals. I was just sat there going, la la la, la la la. This is good, isn't it? While everyone... And then
we're happy to be in the room.
And then about 15 years later, someone went, do you know what? I think we might need to start doing something with this Premier League thing. And everyone else had already just gone miles ahead. And that's why you've got the likes of Chelsea just streets ahead of us on commercial levels and on their owners and going to America and all this, and Man City and everyone else, and can attract... Because we've been sitting here just going, this is good, isn't it? I'm made up now that we are getting run by a serious... Who's to say the person he's talking about wasn't fucking shit at their job? And it's just been coasting for 20 years doing their job. I'm not saying that person was, but I know for a fact that there's been plenty of people at Everton who are terrible at their jobs, but have just been getting on because they're someone's...
But this is what he talks about, isn't it? It's looking out for your own
but it's not, it's stuff. Business. It's Everton fans are sitting there going, and we're still sitting there going, why has this happened? Why has that happened? Why have we got a shitty sponsor? Why are we still at Goodison Park? Why haven't we moved on? Because the people who have been running our club for the last 24 years are a shit show. And now we've finally got a fella in who actually seems like he means business and is starting to move the pieces around and get serious. And people are worried about a fella who earns millions over the last few years not playing football. I feel bad.
I'll tell you what, right, I'll put a slightly different spin on it because, you know, Liverpool nearly went into administration in 2010 because of how badly we've been run. Yeah. So I get that each club needs to be run professionally, but that's not to say that whether you're running a business or you're not, you still can't fucking look someone in the eye and tell them something straight.
I completely agree with that.
And that's where, like, you can run a business, you can totally fucking run a multi-million pound empire, but you can still have family values at the core.
We do it here every day, Chris.
Exactly.
We do it here every day.
Exactly. So fucking make me a cup of coffee, Tom, you bloody prick. No, but this is the point, isn't it? In a real sense, there are values that I relate to at Liverpool Football Club, and I would like to see those continued, whether they're a successful club or they're a fucking shit club.
I am the same.
The values have to be the same for me.
That's something which I feel with Chelsea. I mean, we have, I know, right? I've been saying,
values at Chelsea, really?
No, this club's only been around for like 13 years, so we can remember the whole of their existence.
It's right, don't worry. We had.
How was he going to know this?
Can I speak, please? Thank you.
Get back to Gringotts.
Basically, it's oh my God!
He doesn't like it.
Forget it.
He doesn't like it when his privilege doesn't work up north.
Come on, Louis. To
be fair, Louis, let's get this right. You do look like a bank teller in Gringotts. in Harry Potter. I feel like it was your job to look after the dragon, and it got out. You're shit at your job.
Shut up, Weasley!
Oh man, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Chelsea, no history.
No values.
No values. Literally,
You can't speak
everything
because
that-
you're not even in the Premier League anymore.
Come on,
No,
literally, you're the
Mate,
worst
mate,
for
we've
it
both
in-
got one
in
Champions
fairness.
League.
that's what I'm about
we
to
don't need
say.
to argue. We've both got one Champions League. We don't need to argue, mate. Come on. Come on. Anyway.
There is, if you walk around the club, like on a match day, you see legends like Bobby Tamblyn, Ron Harris, Peter Bonetti, and just let them walk around. So there is something where we appreciate legends that we've had, but
With the hand up.
Please, Roman.
but I mean, there's been
Ambassador.
players. Like, if you're talking about players who have been treated, badly when it comes to leaving, Chelsea have not had a testimonial for John Terry. Didn't have one for Frank Lampard. Didn't have one for Petr Cech. Ashley Cole, I guess, kind of can fit that, but I'm not so sure. But I mean, those three players, didn't get. Well, Terry hasn't got a testimonial. He nearly left without anything this year. He's probably the biggest ever Chelsea player, like ever. Lampard, there was a lap of honour where he walked around the pitch, but they do that at the end of every season, and no one actually knew if he was leaving or not. And to become our top scorer, to have done as much as he did, win captain on the night, that Champions League team, be part of all these trophies that we've won, and didn't get anything. They haven't been treated right, and people in the stands feel that. And I mean, it's the same at every single club. People have emotional attachments to players, like Gabby Abonglahor. But it's a case of they're all. I just feel the
Does
family
it annoy
ethos
you
has
that
gone.
your club hasn't shown any type of values over the years?
Let's there's part of me which is a bit annoyed about it. Like there's part of me which feels
Values have to come from the top, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, but I mean, like Ped's saying, football's now being run like a business. Emotional attachment has
Your owner was
almost gone.
basically the basis of the
Yeah.
villain in the second Bourne film. So
No, but
That-
yeah, I mean, sort of football
stole
being
gas and oil off people.
football being run as a business.
Have Ball Street got lawyers?
Allegedly,
I'm
not even going to go there. Like.
Bourne. Didn't mention.
Yeah, I mean, he was the basis of the mega club, big investment owner. He was the first one. Then I came City, and now the Premier League this season has become a business. That is what it is now, with that huge investment of money. And football's now going to be, it is that now, and it has been for years. It costs me a lot of money a season to go and support my football club. And
Or your dad.
or my dad. But there are
You
people,
make that back.
there are people which...
You make that back every Sunday when you won the hunt, though, don't you? So
He's having a really, we're just beasting him.
What?
That's so sorry for him. He's made such great points.
We hunt ginger things like you, Pet, so you better start running.
that's illegal.
No.
But no, I mean, it's a case of people can't really
I
moan
feel like
anymore
you're a
because
beagle handler.
literally, if you go back through every single video that's happened when I've come up here and I've sat next to Ped, he just bullies me just every single time.
It's not bullying, it's
Try and call
playful
try line,
banter.
But I mean, I'm not going to finish making my point. Forget it. No, but I've actually forgotten what I was going to say now.
That doesn't surprise me.
Can I just say that this situation reeks of the incompetence of what Peds calls the Spanish fraud. He's so much of a fucking pussy.
He's the manager of Belgium now.
The manager of Belgium.
Well, precisely,
Oh my
the
God.
manager of pussies. Yeah, like he's fucking the Roberto Martinez is so much of a bloody pussy that he can't be asked to tell Tony Hibbert that wasn't a very good right back in the first place. That he's shit. That if that doesn't like show the level of incompetence that Roberto Martinez had in the last two seasons at Everton, then what does? Like,
Well, to be fair, that wouldn't be top of the list.
no,
But
of course
be
not.
on it.
Of course not.
No.
But like, it's a great example.
No, that's the first thing I would say.
Yeah.
The first thing I would say about the whole thing, just to come full circle, is the managers just should have had the balls to just get the three of them in a room and go, lads, you're not needed anymore.
Exactly.
And that's it.
He has had it done to once before, hasn't he? Or,
It's not even like the young players and they've come through the youth academy and they've got a really strong association with the fans because they've come through the youth academy. It's like the 30s, aren't they?
But
and you've
Hibbert
not been
did come
playing.
through the youth academy.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that, but like what I'm saying is that they're growing old. They're coming to that time in their career where they need to be.
They probably would have expected it. They
football.
probably would have been expecting the manager to say, lads. And then if it had happened months ago, then they could have gone away and got themselves new clubs or new fishing rods or whatever.
It's not like it's Galloway who's come through the academy and looks like a promising player.
They didn't come through the academy. We bought him off Milton Keynes.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But we know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying. You know my point.
I think we've come full circle on this. I want to know now who you think. Whether you think Tony Hibbert's been unfairly treated, whether football clubs are getting too far away from these family values, whether you think Louis does go on the hunt on Sunday. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Ball Street channel. Do it now.
It's the start of a new season, so that means you must be picking your fantasy football team for the year. Well, Ball Street have got their own league, and we want you guys to join, courtesy of Sky Fantasy Football. If you want to get involved, click the link below. Pop in the code and you can join the Ball Street League. And if you need a bit of inspiration, I'm going to be revealing my team on the Ball Street channel this Thursday. Saying that, all of those players become null and void. You can't choose them because, well, if you do, you're officially a cheat. Good luck.